So what does 1 month of eating fruit do to you? I'm going to go over all of that. These observations that I've written down are what I've observed the effects of eating mostly fruit had done to me over 4 to 5 months. Sorry, 4 to 5 weeks. So this is what you can expect as well. What did I do that time? I ate mostly fruit. Did I eat 100% fruit? No, I didn't. If there was a time that I did not eat fruit, it was later in the day. So here are the things that I noticed after about a month of eating fruit. First and foremost, my sense of smell was much more sensitive. I could smell things that I had never smelled before. And you see, in my life, I never noticed, nor did I pay attention to smell. I wouldn't smell things before I ate it, and I really don't do that now. But my sense of smell went crazy. For example, I sat with a friend, and we shared a papaya together. I took a bite of the papaya, gave him a bite of the papaya, so he took the spoon, he dipped into the papaya, and he grabbed a bite. So we were sharing this papaya, and then I took a bite. When I went to take a bite from the spoon, I immediately could smell marijuana. I said to him, "Do you smoke marijuana?" And if my memory serves me correct, he didn't smoke marijuana that day, but he had reluctantly admitted to me that for depression, he smoked marijuana. And he was wondering how I knew, and I told him I could just smell it from the spoon. So I didn't expect that, and I thought that was quite amazing. Second thing, with water, I had a heightened sense of taste. So if you go over a month of eating mostly fruit, you can definitely expect a much stronger sense of taste, maybe a more accurate sense of taste, a heightened sense of taste. Your taste buds will be crazy. I remember one time I eat completely raw now, and mostly fruit, like pretty much just fruit. The leaves of vegetables, herbs, yes, but point is, that in the past, after 1 month of eating mostly fruit, I would go, maybe in the future, I would go 2 weeks of nothing but fruit, absolutely nothing but fruit. And when I would taste something that was not fruit, it felt like my taste buds were being destroyed. I don't know how else to say it, but your sense of taste will be greatly heightened. So back then, I also noticed that I had no desire to have coffee. Now that was huge for me. I had 2 cups of coffee every single day, and I liked coffee, and I still do. I don't really drink it now. But another thing you can expect to notice is you won't crave to drink the things that you drink anymore. Before I had fruit and ate mostly fruit for 1 month, I would drink soda, I would drink a Monster Energy drink, whichever. But one thing that I definitely did was at least 1 cup of coffee a day, and usually 2 cups of coffee a day. And suddenly, when I ate more fruit, that disappeared. So you can expect that. Another thing that is hard not to notice is that when you go to the bathroom, it doesn't smell as rancid as it usually does. So if you go 1 month of eating nothing but fruit, you can expect that your excrement, your number 2s, your poop, you can definitely expect that it's going to smell fruity, and it's not going to have a nasty smell to it. I wrote here on my notes, my shit smells like fruit, and so does my urine. I don't remember my urine smelling like fruit. but I'm glad I wrote it down. If you're eating a lot of fruit for the first time, I urge you to write down the things that you notice. I can almost guarantee that you'll forget many other things. And when you reread them, in the future, when you reread these things that have changed in you, you'll say, wow, that happened? I forgot, but now I remember. After 1 month, I noticed that I had better control over my negative emotions. They were managed very easily and hard to get out of my control. That's a really good feeling. A sixth thing that I noticed was that my urine was never dark or on the dark side. My urine wasn't super clear either, but my urine mostly was like a medium dark. That's the only way I know how to explain it. But after a month of eating mostly fruit, I noticed a lighter color in my average urine. 7, the sleep quality is always good. Very good. 8th thing that you'll notice 1 month after eating mostly fruit is that staying up as late as you usually do, it might not feel so right. This was something I noticed though, because I would be up until 2 or 3 in the morning, and I still am at times because of work or because of responsibilities that I've taken, and it doesn't feel too good. So I wrote here that staying up past 10 p.m. didn't feel right. The 9th thing was that I care more about the people around me and everyone. And this is very true. After just 1 month of eating mostly fruit, I began to care a lot more about people around me. It didn't matter if they were family, they could be complete strangers. I had a sense of care for them. And this is very reasonable. We all want peace. We all want to have a good time. We all want to be treated good. So why wouldn't I prioritize that? So I believe this is the 10th thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 10th thing I noticed was that I was more inspired and motivated to help others with eating fruit. And I felt that I could do this gentle and open and being frank with other people. You see, in the vegan community, some people are really aggressive. Some people are really sarcastic. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but I am going to say that not everybody listens to those kinds of messages because not everybody feels very aggressive, even if they are eating a lot of meat. So the one thing with fruit, not everybody is eating a lot of fruit that is around me. So I felt very inspired and motivated to help remind people that, hey, this fruit stuff is pretty good. It's not killing you. It's not giving you diabetes. There's something very special that we've forgotten about fruit. And so I felt very inspired about this, motivated, happy, and happy to know that I can do it in a way that's calmer than some messages, but it's something I'm very enthusiastic about. Last thing I noticed was that I was much more flexible, and I'm still getting more flexible. Eating mainly fruit helps me feel like muscular flexible, like being able to, now I can bring my elbow, I can bring it so far that I'm afraid that I'm going to pop my shoulder. And the last thing that I'd like to throw out, you know what? I'll tell you some more things that you'll notice, because there's just so many things with eating fruit. And remember, this is not eating 100% fruit. You just up the intake of fruit and you're going to get a ton of benefits. I also you will become aware and able to sense and have attention to your stages of digestion. You'll notice different sounds, you'll feel different things. I didn't write anything specific, but I'm definitely way more attention to my digestion and my elimination. These senses to listen to your body are really important, and eating fruit helps you with this. It could be that citrus fruit, for example, is the stuff you can use citrus to clean some grimy dishes. Perhaps the citrus does that in your body as well. It gets a lot of grimy things out. As well, another point, I do not get muscle soreness after intense workouts. Well, so I believe this depends a lot on your level of detoxing or where you're detoxing, when you're detoxing. I noticed after a month, I started doing some exercises because I really wanted to. I felt very happy. I didn't want to sit. I wanted to get up and run around and experience the day. And I wanted to play. I wanted to play more. And I was much more friendly and inviting to people. So the one thing I noticed was when I started doing some intense workouts, I felt no muscle soreness. For example, every once in a while in the past, I would do a certain set of push-up exercises that an individual named Kevin Van Hall taught me within a class. And these exercises, these push-up exercises, honestly, I did them maybe once a year or once every 6 months. I would do these exercises when I felt really inspired to share them with somebody. And these exercises, every time I did them, I would be sore for at least 3 days, sometimes an entire week. These were some intense push-up exercises. So what I noticed was when I did these intense workouts, or workouts that were intense for me, or when I did these push-ups that Kevin taught me in the past, I felt zero muscle soreness. No muscle soreness at all. And that was really inspiring me. How could that be? I mean, you hear about people that work out a lot. You hear about leg days. And I understand what a leg day is. Leg days is where people's legs for the rest of the day are just bugging them. It's sore. Well, if you up the amount of fruit in your diet, not only will you get all of the essential amino acids and conditional amino acids that your body needs to build muscle, not only will you get all of those, and you'll get them in a high quantity, especially high when you consider the caloric percentage of milk that babies receive when they are growing the most. You eat fruit for only a month, lots of benefits. Pure muscle building, all the essential and conditional aminos you need, and no muscle soreness. That's pretty awesome, and I'm not the only one who experiences this. Many do. And as well, the last two observations I want to share with you is whenever I would wake up, it was rare that I would wake up with mucousy crust in my eyes. I would always wake up with these hard things in my eyes that I would get out. I guess these hardened mucus or whatever secretions from my eye as I slept. So maybe 11 months ago, as I wrote this observation down, I was amazed. I was like, wow, I'm not waking up with this crusty eye stuff. And to be frank with you, now, almost a year later, I rarely ever experience that. Maybe I experience it if I have something that's not exactly a fruit, like a different type of nut. And it's rare that I eat those things. And the last was I had significantly less snot production. That's right. I would produce a lot of boogers. It's gross, I know. And now that production is significantly less. I'm sorry. When I wrote this observation, when you go a month with mostly eating fruit, that production will be significantly less. Okay. Write these things down and be prepared to see a lot of changes to happen just in 1 month alone of eating more fruit. And by more fruit, I mean a lot more fruit. I mean maybe 1,000 calories a day, maybe almost 1,500 to 2,000 calories a day of fruit. Do that for a month, you'll see big differences.